This is the 3 Count Podcast with your hosts, Aaron Phelan, Adam Barlow, and Michael Titley.
Hello and welcome to the 3 Count Podcast, the podcast that discusses all the wrestling highlights and events of the week. And today we're going to be discussing the WrestleMania.
It's the fucking Post-Mania live show, mate. Come on,
live
sound a
show,
bit more
come on.
excited.
It was
Jesus
quite
Christ.
amazing. It was probably the best Mania that I've ever seen, apart from that one where John Cena won the main event. So, what do you want to get started with? Should we get started with the first
The main
match of
event.
the
It's fresh in our minds, isn't it?
event?
Main event.
Very fresh.
What did you think, guys?
I'm sad Reigns didn't win.
I don't think anyone shares that.
Yeah, I was
opinion,
going to say
I'll be
I'm
honest with you.
elated that Reigns didn't win.
It was unreal, the ending though. For anyone who can't afford the network for $9.99, and the match ended with Brock. The match was pretty much a brutalisation of Reigns, worse than the SummerSlam with Cena. And then Reigns sort of coming back into the match, and then Seth Rollins cashing in, and then somehow making it a triple threat match and beating Roman Reigns, pinning him.
So
1, 2, 3.
Before all that, then, the quality of the match.
Awesome!
Very good.
What a
Very good.
beatdown!
It was brutal. We got some colour. Got a little bit of colour.
We did. We got a bit of colour.
The hard way.
Yeah,
Brock's a
very
beast. Kudos. It did look like Reigns was going to win at one point. Aaron raged. He
Very
nearly
much
left,
so.
nearly left the room.
Nearly left the room.
But no, Rollins cashed in, made some history. The first person to cash in and actually insert himself into a match that was already happening.
The worst bit was when it was nearly when he cashed in, and then they all both got up, and it was like, oh,
I know.
what a
I'm
waste.
really expecting Rollins to lose at that point.
I thought he was going to spear him, and then Seth Rollins was just going to fall out the ring. And
Yeah, I did see it going down well at that point. But,
got up and curbs on the shit out of him.
I mean, I know we always make the joke of saying how they're making Reigns look strong, but I think they did it in this match, but they did it really well, really.
Yeah.
I think they didn't do it to the point where it was ridiculous, but
Sean that could take a beat down.
yeah,
sort of
exactly. They with having him laughing and things like that. I think it works well like that.
Thing. Brock Lesnar taking his gloves off and everything. Though that was it was just a brutal match, and then him smiling at him, and then all the clotheslines he did. It was just unreal. Very good quality match. Good end to the WrestleMania. A lot better than last year's WrestleMania ending.
Of course you would say that, Mike.
Yeah, but I'm not a BB, am I? So, I'm not going to agree with
You're not
last year's
BB.
Mania.
BB, yeah, Mike's inside references. We won't go there.
We don't go there. We don't
go
like
there.
the IWP, the BB. We don't talk about that. Highlight of the match for you both.
Highlight of the match.
Highlight of the main event. How the WrestleMania event.
The whole event.
We haven't discussed it yet.
Oh, yeah,
No, the whole thing.
The match.
The
match.
match.
The match was the highlight of the event.
I think it
This
was.
is the main event. We may as well just.
It was probably the
For me, it would be Reigns, Lesnar kicking
Reigns
out.
not winning.
No. Lesnar kicking out of the 2 spears after 3 Superman punches
That was
as
rad.
well. I was
Yeah.
really expecting that to be the end, the
Same.
nail in the coffin.
Could you imagine if the match went as it was, and then Roman Reigns still with 1 spear to win?
Which we did kind of think was going to happen at one point. I'm glad it didn't.
When he
end
kicked
like
out the
that.
second one, we just thought, right, he can't do 3 spears, surely, in a one match. I mean, he did 8 on SmackDown, but he can't do 3 in a pay-per-view.
How rad is it that Reigns took more F5s and survived more F5s than Undertaker?
I was just going to bring
And
this
John
up.
Cena.
That was one thing that ticked me off. I know you commented on that. I got really stressy at that point. I thought it was a bit of a piss take. How he could kick out of more F5s than Undertaker, but
Undertaker is 50-odd years old.
I suppose
He's
if
an
you
old
look
man
at
who'll be
it,
getting his bus pass soon. Come on.
I suppose if you look at
If
it
you
that
go
way.
to an old people's home and F5 them twice, and then you do F5 and Roman Reigns, there's going to be a bit of a difference.
True.
So
Yeah.
would you like to move on to the one before that?
I think actually we should just say, are we all
Go on.
happy with the outcome?
Oh,
I mean,
definitely without
Overall, yeah.
Do you think it was good to have Rollins cash in?
Yeah, definitely. My choice of preference, obviously, was Reigns winning. I wouldn't have minded Brock not winning, in all seriousness. I would have minded him winning, sorry.
Yeah.
But no, this was somewhat different, because I generally did not expect him to cash in. I didn't see it happening. So to see him not only do it, but to do it during the match, it was pretty good. Because we were thinking when we saw the time, we didn't think anything was going to come. We just thought it was going to be a clean ending, whether it be Brock, whether it be Reigns.
I'm not sure if it did overrun.
He could have done.
Yeah, but we didn't really see anything happening like that. We thought maybe if there was a cash in, it would happen on Raw tomorrow night, but
I'm just glad I wanted it to be on main.
Yeah,
the main station.
It works really well. The ending was like chaotic in a really good way. It really turned out well, that main event. A lot better than
the fans for the match.
Oh,
That was bad.
Yeah, very bad.
Reigns got hit, didn't he?
He got hit a few times. Like
the security should have just started beating the shit out of him.
Yeah,
they caught Reigns on camera shoving a fan out the way. So
fair enough to boo him and like, a prick, but like doing that.
Well, it looked like he got like smacked in the head a couple of times as well.
The security should just turn around and knock everyone clean out and just say, right, not the first one out, and that would set in a line.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's if you don't like approve of him or anything, yeah, you can give him grief and stuff, but to actually start physically assaulting him is
a
bit too far
to go through the crowd.
No, I'm surprised really that they still did the through the crowd thing because they knew what the crowd was going to be like.
The worst bit is though, they didn't zoom into Roman Reigns.
No, it's just they knew
it's
what
well, why do it if you know what's going to happen?
Yeah, well, I was still anticipating the whole him coming right down from the rafters kind of thing, but oh well.
I should have parachuted in.
Zip lined in.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
Yeah, so overall, out of 10.
9.
It was very good. Probably, yeah, we'll give it around 8
Better
or 9.
than last year?
Match. No, what, the overall, or just that match?
The main event from last year.
The main event, no, I prefer last year's main event, but that's personal preference.
What about you, Adam? You've got the deciding vote.
I'm giving it a 10. I'm easily pleased.
Would you prefer this one or last year?
Oh, this one.
So that's 2-1, so we win.
I'm out.
I'm sorry.
So let's move on to the Cena versus Rusev match.
No. Well, we're gonna go. Well, we can.
That was before, wasn't it?
No, let's take a.
Let's go in what order we think is most memorable. Really, I think
Cena versus
that
thing
works
coming out in
better.
The
Really,
Rusev entered in a fucking tank.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
I couldn't believe that, and then Cena's entrance was terrible.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't play up more to the American thing rather than just a little video package before.
Was carrying him, some sort of shotgun with him.
And he got the Cena sucks chant.
That was awful. It pissed me off that. It just showed what pricks WWE fans can be. There's no need for that.
They do it every week.
No, but like, it was like, booing Rusev and then chanting that's like, pick up, go for a cig then, don't watch this. You know, assholes.
Well, seeing as though he's your biggest hero, what did you think? We'll let you go first.
I'm glad to the end. I'm glad the match was quite good. Cena pulled out a lot of moves out of his ass that no one think he could do.
The springboard stunner.
That
was highlighted the match, in my opinion. That was great seeing that from Cena. I don't think he's ever. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't ever remember him.
Never
I mean, there's no Hurricane Rana in this match, which I was missing.
Good.
Who's surprised he didn't win by tap out? Because I really thought they were going to go for that.
Yeah,
it would have made perfect sense.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go with the tap out.
I don't see what's the point of him. I think he might tap out next time, but I can't see why this time.
And let's hope it's not another I quit match situation like it did with the Miz that time. Remember that one? Miz was like beating on him the whole match.
Yeah,
and then he just won't quit because he doesn't give up because he's never give up.
Never give up.
And
never give up.
I think though, like the ending was quite. I thought it was weird how Lana was in the match straight away. I didn't expect that. Why was I thought they'd
they like made up backstage on the pre-show, didn't they? So I think that was.
It was a bit silly. I thought, if anything, it was just. Could have made more of it, running out her, and then
she threw the shoe and she completely missed. And Cena still sold it.
Yeah, they made the best of that situation. I think it was good to see Lana back with Rusev actually. I was kind of hoping that was how it was going to turn out with them two back together because it was a bit, I don't know, it wasn't really working not having Lana there, I don't think.
With Rusev's Russian driver, Dmitry.
It was creating more of a distraction from the feud, I think, with not having Lana there with the fans chanting for her.
She got a huge pop though.
Yeah, and who knew Rusev was a woman beater?
That was a bit of a dick move that
ending, that was a big dick move. You're not gonna
move it out of the way.
If Rusev would have hit him, he'd have hit Lana.
He's still Rusev.
He'd have pushed Cena into.
He looked strong in defeat. It worked out for him in his favour.
Long as Cena wins, and he gained a championship.
That's I keep forgetting that. It seems to be the dark because it's Cena with the US talent. It's not. I'm glad he's got it. It's definitely going to elevate the championship.
Will we see the return of the spinner?
We better not.
Oh, love that, mate.
Hopefully not.
Brilliant. The US spinner.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Please no.
Brilliant.
Please no.
So shall we move on to Mr. Undertaker versus Mr.
I think
Bray
we should
Wyatt?
give overall thoughts on the match.
You
first.
should.
Alright, yeah, keep
Yeah,
moving on.
you-
Keep
you-
Swift
you-
for missing
yeah,
that.
you-
Keep Swift for missing that.
You want to
Apologise
move
our-
on quickly with this, don't you? I know it's 5:30 in the morning over here in the UK, but...
I'd have to give that match a good 8 maybe. 8 out of 10. Maybe 9. Seen a 1.
Probably around a 7 to 8 for me. Yeah, it wasn't a perfect
Seen him do a
match.
springboard Stone Cold Stunner.
Just based on story alone, I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah.
Like, it told a story. That's
Yeah.
all you can ask for. Well,
I think it was a
one
bit-
of the main things you can
I
ask
think
for
it's
in
a
a
bit
wrestling
connish,
match.
the America versus Russia thing. This has gone on for like 7 years and still no one gives a shit. And
Did
it's like,
they have
why are they rehashing it?
so I can't remember, did they have the American flag drop down?
No, they
No, they
didn't.
didn't have anything. They didn't even have a
No,
Russian
no
flag drop
American
down or
anthem.
anything, did they?
No American anthem after they won.
Yeah,
Who
you
cares?
thought-
Rusev came out in a tank.
Yeah,
Oh,
It didn't really
badass.
seem like Cena was on USA. I know he was, but it didn't really seem like he was. It didn't really.
He's like he was for himself.
for
like,
himself rather than
yeah.
the US, which I don't mind because I'm not a massive fan of the US and I prefer Cena. If he was fighting for England, that would have been better.
For the England.
For the England.
Not for the UK. 'Cause no, we don't get that.
For
Scotland.
the England.
So yeah, so
Now would you like to
now
move
let's
on?
move on to Taker versus Bray.
Yeah.
Good idea, Adam.
I think this match really exceeded what I was kind of expecting.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting much at all from these two. Taker looks a lot better this year than he did last year.
He looked like the American badass without the American badass gimmick.
He looks like he's stepped into a time machine going back about 10 years. He looks
Yeah.
Whereas
great.
Bray was walking.
The
with
hair's
a bit
coming
of
back
pink.
a little bit.
Yes.
Bray
What
was-
do you think of the rumours regarding his sprained ankle? Did you
Well,
notice
he was walking with
anything?
A bit of a kink.
Yeah, I was going to
put
say,
it
it
on.
seemed at one point like he kind of was having a bit of difficulty on the ankle, but I don't know.
You
He
can't
works through
really,
the
you can't
match
really
great,
wrestle with a
so-
sprained ankle. I know, like you say, like it's not like you can't put weight on it. It's so bad when you sprain your ankle. I can't see
Have you
like.
sprained your ankle?
Yeah,
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
Expert.
Expert. No,
Please,
but
give your analysis.
genuinely though, you can't put a lot of weight on it. And if he's like doing moves with the Undertaker, especially as big as he is, it's you're not going to be able to. Especially if he's landing on it or anything. That just
Mm.
he might have just tweaked it or something. I can't see him. They wouldn't have let him if he'd have sprained his ankle.
Do you
Can't
think?
see the WWE doctors letting him. I mean, they let people wrestle with staph infections, but
Oh yeah, of course.
sprained ankles are.
No, I can't do
no,
that,
no.
can we?
Do you think Wyatt should have? Well, was it the right choice to put Taker over?
Yes.
Still, I'm a bit iffy on it. I don't know. I think-
Would you say Wyatt got
I think Wyatt
quote
looks...
unquote buried?
No, not at all. You can't say he got buried in that
No,
match.
yeah,
He
okay.
kicked out of a tombstone, so I think that alone kind of...
And he was doing the
Cemented
tongue
us.
thing, which is normally the ending to a match. So that
It
was,
is indeed.
I think though with Bray, he's proved that he can get beat against at Mania and still retain some sort of
Yeah, I mean,
dignity.
he came off like really bad booking last year at Mania, and
Well,
the
I think
aftermath.
that's the deciding factor, and he looked fine in defeat, but whether or not he will be booked strong after this remains to be seen.
I think he should be facing someone a little more like pristine, like during the course of the follow up now rather.
Yeah, I mean, what's next for Bray really now?
Why don't you have some
Well-
sort of rivalry with, I don't know, someone quite big like Dean Ambrose? Oh, he's
This
already
is-
had Dean Ambrose.
Got
There you
to-
go, there
yeah,
you go,
exactly.
back
That's how
booking,
forgettable
back
that was.
Now that the
Yeah.
title's back into the current programming, we're going to be seeing more of the title. Would you say pushing for the world title?
Quite possibly. I mean, I imagine the immediate thing is probably going to be Reigns.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Rollins with that, but I mean, this creates an interesting point actually. I mean,
It's the same with
Brock,
Rusev
though? What about
as well.
he signed a new deal? He's get his title match back.
Yeah, but that he'll only,
Yeah,
he'll,
Oh, what's he going to be doing? He's not.
I
he's
don't
not signed
see
a contract,
Brock
so not
really-
doing anything.
well, he'll be doing, I reckon, about 5 pay-per-views, maybe. Well, 5 pay-per-views.
He's going to be fighting
Usually
Triple H
works out.
again.
I don't know. I wasn't with the creative meeting.
There's very little that he could do. Rather, that's not involved with the title now. I feel because he's not like exactly unless he becomes some sort of legend
Well,
killer.
we're definitely going to get Bryan versus Lesnar at some point.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen now, which is good, really.
But Lesnar fighting for the IC championship.
I mean, this is an interesting point to discuss, really. I mean, we were saying during, like, Cena's match and after Bryan's match, now that they've both got mid-card titles, they'll
Unifying
definitely, well, not just that, I mean, first we were saying, like, they'll elevate, like, the status of the titles. We
Definitely.
were saying probably if I don't know if Brock retains, then they'll be the main focus. But now we've got 3 pretty high-profile, champions on a full-time schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that, really, because I don't see them having like little feuds with like Cena and the US title or Bryan and the IC title. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how they handle all 3 of like quite big champions, really big names as champions.
I think though, with the recently when they're doing sort of these title rivalries, the rivalry overshadows the title. You forget, like even tonight, you forgot about it was up for the US Championship.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a big problem.
If it were a ladder match, you'd have probably forgot that Bryan was up for the IC. It's never been like when Jeff Hardy used to wrestle for it. You never when he had that rivalry with Randy Orton, you never really remembered that it was for a championship. You just thought just a big rivalry.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem with like the modern era with WWE is feuds come first over championships, and I think that's something that maybe we might see change now with quite high profile stars as champions.
I think that's why they're unifying every left, right, and centre. Like get that unified.
Just let's unify
championships. WWE World Heavyweight and WWE Champion. They just love unifying championships. What's your overall thoughts on the match? Remember this time to put it in?
No, I liked it. It was great seeing Taker again. He looked great. Always great. I was a big fan to see him. I'm happy with it. 10 out of 10.
Really?
I'm easily pleased. We know this.
I mean,
what she said.
If we rated it on like a technical standpoint, it probably would only be
Of course
around
not. I'm basing it. This is a 10 just because it's Taker.
I'd probably give it about an 8 just because I had such a low opinion of the match. I thought he would be able to walk after 5 minutes.
We got some great spots. We got the spot I was waiting for.
Yeah, you were just all the match. You was just like, please
the spider walk and the spider walk and Taker sitting up. I was a bit disappointed they didn't do that, and I was really happy to see they did that. It was a nice little moment there.
It was great. What do you think's next for Taker then?
Fuck all.
For Taker, I think
have a bit of a rest for a year.
It's going to be another rest for a year, and
I think him back.
I think he'll be back for Sting next year. I'd be really surprised if they don't do that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did do it. And then it would be probably a retirement match. I don't really see where they can go with Taker much more from here now. I mean, he's definitely getting to the end of his career, and Sting's there now. Taker wants the match, Sting wants the match, fans want the match. I don't see why they don't just give that and send off Undertaker. I think it'd be a great
casket.
And you bring up Sting.
We do.
Shall we move on to the Rock?
What?
That was before, wasn't it?
Mike. Wow, we had a
Sting.
moment there.
Sting, but Sting happened. I didn't get that match. What happened?
That was a very odd.
I did get a last minute. I put it on Twitter. If anyone follows Uber Nation on Twitter, that I strongly thought that Triple H would do him in, just because I had some sort of like, there's no reason for both of them to win. And it's just you can see Triple H being quite petty over the WCW thing and WWE.
Yeah, this is the thing about this match. I didn't get what Triple H got out of winning in this match. I mean.
A badass entrance.
Well, yeah, exactly. That was such a badass entrance.
We were watching the show with a non-wrestling fan, and he was stoked by the entrance.
Hey, don't call me that while man.
Lol. Yeah.
I'm just a casual.
Entire
an actual non-wrestling
entrance
fan.
was just amazing. Getting Arnold in there as well.
It was quite good how Sting's entrance was so good, and everyone was like, oh, Sting must win this match, and then we saw Triple H.
It's like, oh wow, okay then.
Michael was right.
You were... Aaron, you were really confused by the whole DX and then
DX thing
NWO
and NWO. It was like when I first saw DX showing up, it's like, what the hell is going on here? Like it didn't seem to make much sense, and then NWO came out, and it's like, really, we're doing this WCW versus WWE
that's what
thing.
It became, though, didn't it?
Well, I mean, the feud kind of started with that, then it went to, this isn't about WCW versus WWE, and then it kind of, like, we get to the match, and it is, obviously, bringing these two out to oppose each other.
It was just like Shawn Michaels.
It seems very odd.
It's like when Shawn Michaels came in Superkick.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was an DQ match.
Yeah,
when did that happen?
I mean, I don't know if we missed something before the match. I mean,
I don't recall. Either we missed something, or it was just under the assumption that the referee was not going to disqualify match with Triple H because he is the COO.
Yeah, because it seemed to come out of nowhere, that one. It was like, oh wait, what's happening with all this interference? Is it suddenly a no DQ match and then weapons start getting involved as well? We're like, right, okay, this...
I think what annoyed me more than anything about that match is when he broke the sledgehammer in half, he still hit him with it, pinned him, and then afterwards, they all sort of got in the ring and shook hands.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
He just hit you with a sledgehammer, he's cheated you out of the win. You had that win in the bag and he's cheated you out of it. He ruined your company, but yeah, mate, well, it's alright. Go on.
I mean, like as I was saying to you guys, I think the whole sort of thing seemed to be a kind of last FU to WCW. Like, yeah, we won the war, and
we're still winning them now.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really get the whole thing at all, really. It just seemed a bit... I mean, we'll see where this goes from here. I don't know if there's a long-term plan.
I can't see Sting being back in the WWE.
Yeah, I do think he'll be back next year for Taker, like I was saying,
yeah.
But...
He'll be there tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be something to be said tomorrow.
First time he's ever stepped in the ring after WrestleMania on Raw.
Another first. Yeah, so, overall thoughts on the match, what do you think?
6.
7.
I'm gonna go around a 6, even maybe a 5 for this one. It's just very confusing the way it was.
I'm not gonna lie, I really dug the whole NWO DX thing. I mean, I agree it makes sense, but I still loved it. It wasn't just Triple H.
If they'd have done something before it, said, but it was just like, I was thinking, I'm not fighting for the WCW. You know, I'm on my own now, and then all your crew's coming out. And it's just
it was great to see them all. You know, I love seeing all them guys, and I believe it's just...
If it had been like the Raw before, if they'd have come out, and then they'd have come out, and it's sort of been a squabble.
That's what I mean. It hadn't even been teased or anything. It just seemed to come out of nowhere, and I think even like the crowd's response was kind of a bit taken back by it. Like what the fuck's happening here? Is really confused, but yeah, I suppose we'll just see where it goes from here, if it's going to be touched upon anymore, or whether that was kind of the end of it with the handshake, which again didn't seem to make much sense, like you just said.
Well, since you led on with the line out of nowhere, I think we've got to move on to Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
we do.
It was weird because it was sort of a forgettable match pre to the show. It was sort of like that match that was like, you know, the dark horse of the thing.
Like I mean, we've had our thoughts on the prior podcasts, what we thought of the build for this match.
The match was fucking awesome.
The match was incredible, especially that ending, which
it was a jumping curb stomp turned into an RKO.
I mean, when we saw Rollins was probably going to go for the Phoenix Splash, we was all kind of saying, "Wait, is Orton going to catch him?"
This
couldn't happen. He's going to catch him, and then it didn't happen. It was like, oh right, okay, and then that happened.
It was quite good when we saw the other two members of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2.0 getting RKO, then Super RKO.
Yeah. It was a really good finish, that match. I really enjoyed, the whole match in general.
It was quite good, like, technical wrestling. It's always this Randy, isn't it?
Could have been match of the night, I'd say.
Yeah, it probably would be, to be honest.
It was one of them ones where you're watching it thinking, this is really... It was sort of like... It weren't the match
got
where
lost
you go,
in the shuffle.
It weren't a match where you go for a piss, but it was sort of the match where you just sort of watch it and just like wait for the other ones. I think it's actually brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to get overshadowed, that match. I don't think it's going to get spoken about as much as it should, really. And it really deserves to.
I said from the outset that Randy. I had a little change of heart after all, but I thought Randy'd win just because I thought Seth had get himself DQ'd, sort of beat the shit out of Randy, and then that could lead him to cash in later on. But it weren't a bad match overall. Thoughts? 10?
Very good match.
10,
yeah.
10.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Shall we move on to the Divas Tag Team match?
We can.
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's your department now, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a good match, Paige and the Bellas, but AJ just spent the time on the floor.
This is, I mean,
she spent time on the floor and she got the win as well.
It was weird though, because like, we'll discuss it in a minute with what happened with The Rock and Triple H, but like, the match was, it was about 5 or 10 minutes, but it felt like it just went through because there was nothing happened. There was no good spots.
Not really, no.
And it fucks me off that like there's divas that could actually wrestle in there, and they just didn't do it just for why not.
The thing that confused me about the match was the fact that AJ was out of it for like the majority of the first half of the match. And then they didn't seem to really do anything with that. She just then seemed to get back up on the apron, get tagged in, and then the match just carried on as normal with nothing really coming of that.
There's no like rush or...
It was just really
typical WWE
oddly,
booking divas
yeah,
matches.
it was just really oddly booked, really. I think they could have done a lot more with the match, really. I mean,
especially when you got Paige and AJ, two people who have proven that they can.
And Nikki, really.
Yeah,
I mean, Nikki don't get as much credit as she deserves, really. She's improved a hell of a lot lately. I'm surprised the way they booked that match. It was very, I don't know, it was very odd the way it all went down, really. I think a Fatal 4-Way, like we said, would have been...
Would have been more interesting.
Yeah.
The problem with that is I couldn't see Brie turning on Nikki or vice versa. That's the only reason why I didn't see a Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
Because they'd never turn on each other, would they?
No,
I mean,
but they've already done it, so it's like, that's shit idea.
Yeah,
if
true.
Big Show can do it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Big Show
Nikki
can
and
do
Brie
it,
can
anyone
do it.
can do it. So matches rating out of 10?
I'm gonna
4.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to go around 4 or 5.
I'm gonna have to say
really.
6 because Paige won. That's the only reason though.
AJ won.
Don't fuck yourself. Paige did all the work. She laid all the groundwork and she just sort of did it.
Seeing as you mentioned Big Show, I think should we go on to
The Battle Royale.
To the Battle Royale, yeah. That was
Great
surprising, that.
Yeah, very surprising.
See, I got a last minute tip about Big Show. It was him at the top and Sheamus.
Who gave you this tip?
Well, I have my sources. I cannot reveal them. Otherwise, every other fucker will be using them. But it's weird because Mizdow, like on paper, was the favourite. I couldn't see him winning it all through. He was the favourite all through it. He was the favourite, and then last minute it just sort of went. There was a rumour that Sheamus won it, so Sheamus sort of skyrocketed, thinking that Sheamus would come back and win it. Then there was something about Big Show. I don't know where it came from, but Big Show won it, and then I just thought. There's no reason why Big Show shouldn't win it.
I don't see why Big Show did win it, personally. I mean, I know, he's
the ending
big guy.
was shite, but the problem, the ending, like, do you want to talk about the ending? Because the way that Mizdow turned on the Miz, you'd think that they'd got a Big Show out of the ring first and then turned.
They had, like, this really big moment of, like, Mizdow finally turning on the Miz. And then it seemed to
Big
get pushed aside. Yeah, Big Show sat there waiting.
Just
the whole thing goes down. Then Mizdow,
he was loving it.
Yeah, Mizdow and Big Show then have like a little brawl and stuff, trying to get each other over, and then Big Show wins.
His nipples over and over
and
over again.
To be fair though, like with the Miz, there was a lot of times where Damien Wisdow we thought we were going to win it. There was quite a few holds where he thought he can get him in, and then Big Show ended up just throwing him out like a leaf.
You really didn't want him to win, though, did you?
It's not that I didn't want him to win. It's just that I thought I wanted the Miz to win.
You thought that you wanted.
You thought you wanted.
Well, I wanted the Miz to win because I liked the Miz, and I thought it'd have been sort of a good thing if sort of Mizdow would have tried turning on the Miz, and Miz would have got there first. It's something that Miz would do.
Oh yeah, true.
Like something, let's say, like the last two, and then they sneak in, and then they turn, push him, and then just push him out of the ring.
They did it for the pop, though, didn't they? And let's be fair, it got one of the biggest pops of the night.
Yeah, which is why it doesn't make sense to have a Big Show win it. I don't see what Big Show gets out of winning this, really.
A big trophy.
I thought one of the spots of the night, though, was Axel at the start when he ripped his shirt and all that, and all of them just turned around and went,
see ya.
And just chucked all of them chucked it. It was like some sort of festival when the like crowd surfing. It was just like
carried him around the ring.
He was just trying to like worm his way out and just chucked him out.
He fell from quite a height as well when he got dumped from up there. So.
There was quite a lot of big spots where they were getting like when Big Show literally dismantled the New Day, which I don't think anyone gave a shit about.
Big Show picked back up from his role at the Rumble, didn't he? Dumping out all the favourites.
That's what I mean. It was just like though, like they had him on the ropes, didn't they? Big E Langston was trying to get him. He somehow threw Big E Langston out, knocked Xavier Woods out, and then some sort of powerbomb to Kofi Kingston to get him out.
And Kofi Kingston didn't even have a moment.
I wondered if they tried to do it when
he
rolled over Big Show, and I think he was maybe meant to hang on to Big Show, and he slipped off because he looked a bit annoyed, but whether that was just...
Must have been Bo Dallas in disguise, and Botchkara, sorry.
Bo, we discussed Bo in that match.
That was beautiful.
I realised what he did. He went through the middle rope, didn't he?
No, he went over.
Did he go over?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think he got dumped over, and then he eliminated... Who was it he eliminated?
He eliminated Zack Ryder.
Yeah, he eliminated Zack Ryder, and I think after that he just jumps down to do his celebratory victory lap or whatever. And
I'm sure he weren't, because the way he got back into the ring and just got eliminated, you think that...
Is he the new Axel? He's going to complain that he didn't get eliminated.
I believe I'm still in that battle royal. Can't imagine him taking on the Big Show, though.
What do you think of the new beard, though? He's rocking a new beard, isn't he? Yeah.
It's a distraction from his stomach.
It's a distraction from his actual personality and his gimmick. Which is always a good spot. There was quite a few good spots in that, like, particularly Kane throwing people out. I thought that got unnoticed. I mean, I know I'm a big Kane fan, but, you know, the ones where he just chokes people out of it. Surprising. Surprising
at you.
Cheeky.
Yeah. Do you want to rant about your Rock promo?
Go on then. I'm just not a fan of The Rock. I didn't think he'd turn
really?
up, so I had a purposeful bet on it. So I thought it's win-win if he comes out, and I wish I'd lost the money now because I just don't like him. There's nothing about him that I like. I just can't stand him. Then he came on with his big speech, hit Triple H, and it was like, you just beat Sting, beat fuck out this guy. What are you doing?
And one of the more bigger moments though was Ronda Rousey getting involved.
I didn't know who she was until it's saying UFC. No, I don't watch UFC, so it's not.
Well, I wasn't too familiar with her. I just heard of her, but it was cool.
Everyone on Twitter going mental. Oh my god, she's coming in the ring. She's on the front row. Oh my god, she's coming. Yeah, obviously she's not there for just to sit there and watch the match.
It was pretty great to see her. When he got out of the ring and he was like walking around, I was like, I'm sure Ronda's sat over there.
Yeah, he was just hinting at it, but it's just like The Rock, he comes in.
To think of it, we should have guessed The Rock was going to turn up because we saw his mum in the crowd.
Yeah, we said, didn't we, just before, we was like, oh, his mum's there, so...
He comes out 5 minutes before he speaks, gets in the ring, touches the mic, waits another 2 minutes, then speaks and just comes out, all the shit that we've heard before.
And let's just express Mike's opinion on The Rock isn't shared by me and Adam.
It is. It's the opinion we get in the Three Count Podcast. We're anti-The Rock.
Absolutely not.
And he's third person
we
talking.
was ecstatic to see The Rock there.
And I won. I can't stand him. I just think that, like, you know, enough's enough. You're not, you know, you're supposed to be this A-list actor, which they'll do on the A-list.
Well, I was just about to say, do you think with this, Rock, Triple H, 32?
As long as he's not...
Possibly. I mean, I was
expecting... It's been teased before, hasn't it?
Yeah, they was going to do anything. I thought they was going to do Rock and Brock, but...
Rock and Brock?
I'll take Rock and Triple H one more time.
Rock's going to win. I'll have to watch Rock wrestle and then even go out and get some oxygen.
We all thought Sting was going to win originally, didn't we?
Originally, and someone, you know, at the end thought, no, Triple H will win this. Some genius.
Anything can happen at Mania.
That's what I mean.
As even our non-wrestling fan even commented on it.
A.K. Aaron. It was pretty good. So, yeah, it was a horrible segment. I'll give it about 2 out of 10.
Wow.
As you would, Mike.
I'll give it a 10 just for me.
Yeah, I thought it was really fantastic. I really loved it.
You know what? I didn't mind the one last year when Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold and him got in the ring.
Oh, that was very
special. I had a good shot. I didn't mind that because that was like, it was less about The Rock and more about like the whole of them. But when he just comes in and just goes on like, he's still the best. And he's like, no, you're not the best. You were the best. I were watching it then, so fuck off. Leave us alone. Go back to your shitty movies.
I'm still a bit disappointed that Steph didn't take more of a assault from Ronda than just kind of bending around, like screaming.
I legit thought Steph was going to be crazy enough to take a punch from her.
I thought it was going to happen. You know what them fans are like.
They'll do anything for
Honestly, where was security? Where was the security?
Get the
Rock out the ring.
security.
Yeah, and the Big Show and the Kane. They should have just got them now. Shut the Rock out of the ring. And said, security, get that. No, if you can hit Steph, I don't mind that. Just get the Rock out of the ring.
Wow. Alright, so...
Let's move on to the other match, if anyone can remember it.
The other matches.
The other match.
On the pre-show.
Oh, you want to go start? Okay. The tag team match.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Better not leave it on a bad note.
Well,
it's exceeded expectation, but when you expect it to be just the boring pre-show, you know.
I thought it was a strong way to kick the show off. I didn't mind it.
What annoys me is...
I was surprised to see how early, which one was injured? Was it Jimmy or Jay?
God knows.
One of the Usos.
It was Jimmy, it was Jay. It was Jay who got injured.
Was it?
I'm fairly confident. If you want to do a DNA test, you know that.
Okay. I was surprised, but I knew he was injured going into it, but yeah, he didn't even last 5 minutes, did it? I was really sad to see.
Yeah, he didn't last very long at all.
But other Usos gave it his all.
And it weren't.
Kicked some Usos ass, and yeah.
I think they did a great job at having a lot of kind of like false finishes.
We did, because at one point we thought New Day had it.
And then we were all relieved to find out they didn't have it.
Yeah, and then I thought Los Matadores was going to get it at one point, and I was relieved to see they didn't get it as well.
And then we thought the other team at the Usos, just the Usos would get it, and then he didn't get it.
Which, were you relieved at that? Because I hope not.
No, because I'd rather have Tyson Kidd. There's no point in losing them in the titles in some sort of like match. They should lose it in a rivalry rather than a boring match like that.
Yeah,
it was a good match turning out, but on paper you think this is just a pre-show.
Yeah, I did want to see them defend the titles.
I'm still annoyed that the Battle Royal was not on the pre-show.
It was on the pre-show.
That it was on the pre-show.
Oh, you say you're annoyed
it should have been on the main show. Why? I'm
wondering if this happened because of The Rock and Triple H.
I think
they can't put it on there because it just wouldn't have had time, would they? Like,
but the way it went is, 2 hours. They didn't talk. They just talked for an hour about nothing, sort of thing. They did a few promos and they talked about nothing on the panel, and then they did the tag match, did the Battle Royal. Then the show came in. They did a few matches, and then they had that awful performance, which was awful.
Who?
Skylar Grey and that other guy.
It was terrible.
Don't know who the fuck he is.
Wasn't as bad as Diddy last year.
No,
not
but
last year. Sorry, 29.
Why do they need to have that? Why can't they just play the anthem?
Money.
Yeah.
No, but if they got a good theme song and good live performances, I wouldn't mind. But it's just like, what are they doing this for when they
Favorite Mania theme song?
But they take it. I'm not asked. I can't remember any. But it's just like they're taking time away from people who deserve the time. And it's just like, and then...
I know, that Rock promo could have gone on a bit longer.
That Rock promo, that went on for 10 minutes, just him walking to the ring and saying the first few words, and that could have gone into a better match, like the IC or the, Divas match.
Speaking of the IC match.
There we go,
there we go.
Do I just give a rating before you push on? Do I just give a rating
to the tag match? Yeah, I'll give it a solid 7.
Yes, 7,
6, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it wasn't fantastic.
I don't think there's any good tag teams in the division at the moment that could have progressive rivalry. I think the rivalry between the Usos and Tyson Kidd's too much based around Natalya and Naomi.
Yeah.
Which does piss you off.
Yeah.
I think the Divas just let them have a match instead of getting involved with this shite.
Yeah, so if we are moving on then to the IC title match, I was really hyped for this. This was my, match I was most looking forward to, and I've got to say, it kind of did disappoint me a little bit. I mean,
it didn't live up to be the hype that what we were all expecting it to be. But that's not to say it wasn't bad.
Oh, it was a great match.
Dean getting powerbombed through that set.
That was
there was some
Jesus Christ.
There was some great spots, and it was a great match. I don't know. I think I built myself up for it that much, and
because Brian was in it, you're too obsessed with him.
I love how Luke Harper got busted open, and he just it was all over his.
Yeah.
When on his arm that he got busted open.
Yeah, but somehow
you saw him in his face.
He spread it around. He looked pretty cool. I was hoping for him to have a moment where he'd just pick up a ladder and just destroy it. Well, oh no, he did.
Yeah,
he did the spin.
Yeah, the helicopter.
And it was R-Truth who
stopped
that one.
I think that was where he got busted open, actually, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, he did. Does he call it Little Jimmy? Has he got what he calls that movie?
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Oh, they found out where Cody Rhodes was for this Mania thing. It turned out he was in the IC match. Who knew?
What?
Who knew that Cody? Oh, sorry, Stardust was in this match. Who knew that he was in this match?
Is that a running joke?
No, genuinely, I thought, he's not even been advertised as all being in that match.
He has.
Was.
He weren't that much. There's no hype about him. He should have been a bit more.
Well, he was the sort of under.
At least he had his
under the bridge, more like
his nice little moment with his
ladder that Barry destroyed.
His decorated ladder.
Typical British wrestler to destroy, not only destroy the ladder, but then use the remaining debris to just beat the shit out of everyone.
You and your sparkle ladder.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I'm gutted that Barrett after about 70 bullhammers didn't win it. Non-stop.
Oh, we got a catching bullhammer at one point as well.
Yeah, off the ladder.
Yeah, he had quite a good showing, really. I mean, I wouldn't say he went down swinging, but he had a kind
Cesaro did.
He had a kind of a good showing in the match. What do you think of the ending of the match?
The headbutts, that was weird, that.
I liked that.
I was hoping that both of them would fall.
I didn't think that would be the ending. That was what really caught me off guard. I thought they was both going to fall off, and that would, progress into more for the match. I was surprised that it ended as abruptly as it did. It would be good to look at the timing as well.
Yeah.
That match went, actually, because it did seem to go as long as I thought it was going to. It seemed to end quite abruptly, really.
I think all the matches in general, I think they were quite... they went on not long enough, because if you think about it, the Rock segment, they did a couple of advertisements before that. Then they did that took quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then Undertaker was only on for
And they didn't even get a pre-match promo, either.
Yeah, I was saying to Adam after the event, I said it didn't seem like they had as many hype packages and things as well before the matches. We didn't seem to get them really epic.
There was no good entrance, other than the big match, like the Divas match. There was no entrances in that. There was no entrances in the IC.
Well, for the IC match, it made sense because there's 7 people.
But there's no big entrance for the mid card matches. There was no other. Can't even think of that other thing. Cena was quite big.
You got Rusev in a tank. You do realise this. You don't be ungrateful.
I'm not being ungrateful. That was unreal. But John Cena's entrance didn't really fall.
Did anyone else feel like the daylight took a lot away from entrances?
Especially Undertaker's. It was like they were waiting, like, come on.
Yeah, I think they tried to keep that as far back as they could for darkness, but it really ruined. I think it took away from the effect of Taker and Bray's entrances, really.
Yeah. I think that this proves why there should be a pay-per-view in the UK. I don't know any wrestling fan in the UK who wouldn't go to a pay-per-view at 1 a.m.
We would all go. I mean,
that's what it'd be dark. It'd be like
we'd go, but it just wouldn't.
I mean, it speaks volumes. We're doing a podcast here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Mania's meant to be the high-grossing pay-per-view. It just wouldn't be that if it was here live, because we've been through this. It would air live at early afternoon in America.
They could do it. They just would 1 a.m. here.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
No wrestling fan here.
Oh,
there's no difference.
It's not more. If we would, but do you think the wrestlers would want to do that?
Who gives a shit? They can just trick them.
They can what?
Since they're in another time zone, they could just do their body clocks of it. They're fine with it.
Okay. Well, obviously they're up for it.
And then they could just follow the UK tour with it.
Of course.
There you go. If you're listening, Mr. Triple
John Cena thinks we deserve it.
Yeah, John Cena, every time we go to Manchester.
But he thinks we deserve it in Wembley, so that says a lot.
Wembley's a shithole, though. Do it at City's ground. Do it at United's ground. Do it in Manchester.
Manchester.
There's no better crowds than City crowds and United crowds. Possibly Liverpool, but it's full of Scousers, so we can't really do it in Liverpool because you might get robbed.
Sorry, guys. Mike says no.
They'll know what we're talking about when they've had their That was a bad thing. But
it's all friendly rivalry.
It's all
friendly bands.
There you go, bands.
The bands.
So overall, good WrestleMania.
Very good.
Have we missed anything out?
No, I think that was it.
Covered everything.
I really enjoyed the little thing they did backstage with Brian and all the legends that was congratulating him. That was a nice little thing to do.
You were expecting Sheamus at that point.
Yeah, to bro kick him off, that would have been perfect.
I was like, right, Sheamus is next. Oh, Sheamus is next. No, Sheamus will be next. Sheamus is coming next.
Hey fella,
Sheamus didn't show up. I'm glad for that.
It'd be nice to see a good bro kick on Monday Night Raw. Hey.
I think Sheamus has got to show up on Raw. I mean, they've been hyping him for about 2 or 3 months now, and I'm surprised he hasn't shown up now at all. It's really quite a surprise. So
briefly bring up, we got Post-Mania Raw tomorrow. You excited about that?
Yeah, probably going to be the best Raw of the year.
I'm probably going to stay up live and watch that.
Some of us have to work, I'll be students, so some of us
someone is in work tomorrow, and I finished uni for 3 weeks, so as Aaron, we can stay up and watch it.
I'll just watch the highlights.
It's going to be rad. What do you mean watch the highlights?
I'll just watch the show later on, probably.
I won't spoil it.
Which I do every week, to be fair. I don't know why I said highlights, that's SmackDown job.
Anyway,
good show overall.
It was, I think with having such low expectations, the show really did.
It's Mania though, you can't have it's Mania, always.
It was, it turned out to be a really good show actually. It kept up the pace all the way through really. Turned out overall to be very good, surprisingly.
I think the ending just just vamped it so much more, made it
Yeah, I mean that main event had me on the edge of the seat, even off
on the edge of the
seat,
door,
off the seat,
on the edge of the window, out. No, Roman.
I legit thought, when we all thought Reigns was getting it, I thought Aaron was just gonna have
a massive bitch face.
Yeah, I thought I was scared.
It was bloody madness.
But it all turned out very, very well. I think Reigns is definitely going to win the title at some point.
Oh, he better have.
It's just...
What title though? We can have the tag team championship. I don't mind that.
Just take them both,
You can have that. Don't mind me.
It's always been one versus
one. Just go
one.
back on NXT. You'll have to watch him then, and The Rock. Stick him on there as well. Just get all the.
But also, we're trying to get you into NXT.
All the cousins on there. Just have their show. Get Rikishi on there as well.
Let's get everyone in. So overall, great. Well,
Yeah, good mania.
a very
It's
good
great.
mania.
You're in it, you
Really
expect
enjoyed
this.
And we're definitely looking forward to the post-Mania Raw.
As we
Yeah.
always do, the best Raw of the year, apparently. We'll find out tomorrow.
It should be very good.
I think that's it then, guys.
That's it.
Alright, so
We're really tired. Well, I'm certainly tired.
thanks for listening, guys.
yeah, thanks for
hope you
listening.
had a great mania.
You may not notice this was live. We didn't even make any mistakes.
I
This
know,
was,
yeah, from me as
well
well.
done, Mike.
Yeah, we've done a very good job here.
Let's look out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
joking.
was-
No, maybe later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks guys for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe, and
Yeah.
share.
We'll be
And,
back next Sunday.
Yeah, for
I'll be back.
what's the word? Recap of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
of course.
Back to the bit. There we go. There's the first book up. Business as usual.
Back to business.
Right, so
Thank
thanks
you.
guys for listening. See ya.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Good night.
You've been listening to the 3 Count Podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for more weekly wrestling roundup.